good morning or good afternoon, wherever you may be, or good evening or good night. This is Jen at Jen's Arty Inclinations, a place to create, share and play.
What a fun, easy, beginner-friendly way to do creative exercises, improve our artistic confidence and, refine your personal style or find it if you haven't found it already. So I hope you'll join me and, we'll just play about weekly. Oh, weekly-ish.
Hello, everyone. All right, today I'm going to talk about playing with digitals. Don't underestimate them for your creative practice, and they can really take a lot of the hard work out. So these are digitals that gorgeous Kerry and Renee and Mum over at Witchcraft Do You Do have given us as freebies to use for our Playing with Paper and Glue Facebook group. And they're amazing. See how this is all on one sheet and then you just fold it to make little pockets. So you've made 3 little pockets there. So I split off the bottom one and then I'm going to do the top ones. I thought as sideways pockets, so sideways tucks. So, just really using my bone folder to get those creases nice and crisp. And I'll pop it into one of my journals just so that you can see what I'm talking about. Kerry and Renee, these are just amazing. Now, they have a fabulous shop too. They do ship overseas, but they're an Australian business and they often have a lot of those things that we find it, really hard to get. I get a lot of my fabrics and papers from them. I'm a little bit addicted. So I'm so exciting that they've partnered with us to give us some freebies for the next few months in Lynn's Facebook group, Playing with Paper and Glue. It's just wonderful. So, all I did was I just glued the edges, and this is where I make a mistake. And you know what? I should keep my mistakes in because I think it's really important that everyone knows that we all make mistakes, and sometimes it doesn't matter and other times we find other ways around it. So with this one, I meant to actually leave the back top bit open so that it was a nice big deep pocket so that I had 3 and I forgot. So I enclosed it all, but that's okay because it still works beautifully and I still am going to have lots and lots and lots of flips and tucks on this page. But as I said earlier, don't dismiss digitals. Sometimes they let you, people think that you've got to create everything on your own from scratch. And I think that's wonderful and it's lots and lots of fun. But I do use digitals in my work as well because it's wonderful to use art that other people have made. And quite often they'll let us, there are usually conditions for use. So usually if it's private use or just a few sales, people will, usually let you use them. And here, these little labels were another little freebie that Kerry gave us. So I thought, well, they've just got to go on there as well, just to add a little bit of something. And this is a little ruler piece from the printable. And I thought if I just put that over the edge, and the 2 labels, it makes it hopefully a little bit more clear that there are only 2 pockets there, not all 3. So there you go. See, that just slips in there. And then you don't always need a fancy journal card. I just grabbed a strip of paper that I'd torn off the edge of something and I have popped that in the back. So with very little finessing, you have a beautiful piece that you can just pop into a journal. It's nice and quick. I've added my little touch, putting the way that I've put it down on its side. You could fold it in half. I'll make sure I link Kerry's video so that you can actually see how she puts it together as like a little ephemera holder, and she's got lots and lots of other lovely ideas in there as well, like an over-the-page triple, quadruple pocket. It's wonderful. And, they're so creative over at Witchcraft Do You Do. So I really, if you don't know them already, I suggest, go over and have a look. So here, the other little pieces of ephemera, I decided that I'd make them flips. So what I'm doing is I'm just rounding the edges on the side that's going to flip out, and I've popped a little thumb hole just using a circle punch, just punching it halfway. And one's going to flip one way and the other one's going to flip the other way. Now, the funny thing is when I first printed these, I accidentally printed them on the previous settings I had, which was reducing it. So I had 2 pages of the same. And what I'm using is the exact same piece of ephemera in a smaller size as a hinge. And it looks really good. And it kind of goes with the theme of how they've put this particular piece together. So, you know, because it's all that overlaying loveliness and goodness. So there you go. I've just glued that, as I said, that same little piece of paper, just smaller. And now that's a perfectly gorgeous little hinge. So I really adore that. Now, the other thing I had was some gorgeous paper, this paper, so it's transparent. I can't remember the name of it. And I should link that video of Kerry's as well, because she does a wonderful video on how to create faux tape, faux aged tape. So I just did mine really simply. I just put a regular stays on ink pad over the papers because I had different stuff to what Kerry had. But if you have the same materials as what she has, you can do that exact effect that she's got, or just use an ink pad. And yeah, I really like that look. So I'm going to do up some more pages like that because I love that grungy transparency nature of it. It's really cool. So I cut the stem off my flower. I'd love to say that was a choice, but I did it accidentally. You know, when you're fussy cutting and you get overzealous or overexcited and you cut something off completely. But look, it was meant to be. It was a happy accident because it was perfect on the inside. And all I did, these are on a pale cream card. I know they look possibly a little bit white depending upon what screen you're looking at, but they're a pale cream colour, and I just inked around the edges just to show them off as a bit of writing space. So just popping down some more ephemera inside. I'm sorry, you can't see how I did the bottom one because I did it off camera, but I did it with exactly the same method. And I'm just popping a little picture behind that. And that one's the little 3 bees. And then I love numbers. And there was a little strip of numbers in the kit. So I had to use those as well. Honestly, I didn't need to use anything else. And the other things I use, like the transparent paper, I didn't have to have that on. It was just an extra touch. But again, that was inspired by Witchcraft You Do anyway. So, you know, really, I'm using all the stuff. So then I used the other little label just as a pocket on the smaller tag that it comes with. And then I popped the little receipt in. So again, just rounded the corners just to, you know, make it a bit more journal cardy, and certainly don't need to do that. The lovely thing I found too when I was printing and cutting these out, I did ink some edges, but you actually don't need to because of how they've created them. They're beautiful. So even I wouldn't have done it if I hadn't have had a thumb hole in it. I wouldn't have bothered to ink the edges because, yeah, it's so beautifully put together that it has that lovely soft border on it anyway. So I had a second little ruler. Remember, I accidentally printed a small one and a big one. The small one is on the side pockets, and the big one, I decided that it would just add another nice little touch to the back of the big tag. So there's still journaling space in there, but there's a little bit of decoration because you pull it out. I thought that would be, you know, something quite nice to play with. So I had an absolute ball. I think this was so fun to play with. It just let me get straight into the creative process. You know, I just added a few bits of ribbon and bobs and bots on the top, and it was all done. So I really hope that you go and have a play. Come over to the Facebook group and you can download it for free. Go and check out Kerry's shop as well. I'll make sure all the links are below. And, you know, happy creating. This was the last piece. So that bottom little strip that I cut off, I just used those as 2 single pockets. I used my centering ruler to cut them exactly in half. And then I just stuck them down flat so that they didn't have the little shorter pocket. So it was just a full little pocket. So just kind of measuring where the top one is. And again, this is also my JJ Weekly-ish for this week. So if you want to play with the kit, there's a tag for that as well, which is PPG freebies. So you can use either of those tags if you'd like to have a go at doing your own creation and sharing what you come up with. Please do, and use the hashtags. That's great. So there you go. It flips out. There's the little tag with the pocket. And then that sits in there. And then the big one flips out both ways, which I think is just too cute. Oh, and as a final note, thank you so much, everyone, for all your well wishes. I am doing so much better. I'm definitely on the right treatment plan, and I've had a fabulous team around me. And Jabez carers have really, come in and stepped up even more to make sure that he's doing okay, and my big lad. So, yeah, thank you so much, and doing a lot better. Take care. I'd love it if you could leave me a comment below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed what you saw today. And of course, please subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you next time. And in the meantime, keep creating. Enjoy.